Intersection of intelligence and politics was a full-on crossroads of the world collision during the lead-up to the war in Iraq. A potential bombshell of a report in tomorrow's edition of the British newspaper The Guardian, revealing that weeks before the war began, President Bush told our British allies he intended to invade Iraq, even if UN inspectors did not find any evidence of WMD there. The Guardian reporting that there is a British government memo documenting a conversation in which Mr. Bush said exactly that. Another Downing Street memo, ostensibly during a 2-hour meeting between the American president and his British counterpart, Prime Minister Blair, on the 31st of January 2003. As a result, Mr. Bush apparently telling Mr. Blair that day that, quote, the diplomatic strategy had to be arranged around the military planning. The British Prime Minister quoted as saying in return he was solidly with the president. Also reported that Mr. Bush even proposed to send American planes over Iraq painted in UN colors to try to provoke Saddam Hussein into firing on them in a kind of updated 21st century version of the Gulf of Tonkin incident. Some 3 years later in this country, it is perhaps not surprising that a U.S. senator was today accusing the administration of turning the national intelligence community into little more than a branch of its PR effort. The Senate Intelligence Committee's annual hearing on worldwide terror threats, giving lawmakers their first chance to directly question administration officials about the NSA's domestic spying program. Democrats outraged that the administration is refusing to provide more details about domestic spying.
I'm deeply troubled by what I see as the administration's continued effort to selectively release intelligence information that supports its policy or political agenda, while withholding equally pertinent information that does not do that. The question I am wrestling with is whether the very independence of the U.S. Intelligence Committee has been co-opted, to be quite honest about it, by the strong controlling hand of the White House.
Let me